There have been a lot of changes and a lot of things going on in the Amazon ecosystem for sellers as of lately, and I wanted to do a full recap of everything in case you missed something so that you can check it out and see everything that's gone on in about the last couple of weeks as far as Amazon is concerned. I think the most impactful of which would be this first one, which is removal of irrelevant variation themes starting September 2nd, so next week. As of the time of this video. So essentially what this is over the last year or so, you probably have gotten a flat file of some kind and noticed that quite a few of the variation themes had this deprecated do not use in the product template next to them. Well, as of September 2nd, Amazon is going to be fully removing these. Now, this is going to be especially impactful for sellers who have not changed anything with their parentage or their variation themes within the last year since they started rolling out this deprecation. So they're making this specific to every kind of category, every kind of product. They have a entire file that you can go and check out that has all of the different variation names and if they are being deprecated or not based on the product type you have. So I would definitely go through, check this file, make sure that all of your variations are updated to the new variation types if they have not been historically, because this is probably going to be extremely impactful for anyone who is not regularly updating their parentage or their variation themes via a flat file. So this is definitely one of the bigger things I have seen in the past month. The other really big thing I saw this month was Amazon pulling out of Google Shopping ads. So earlier this month, a little bit late July, Amazon actually fully pulled out of Google Shopping ads. So that essentially means that they decided to have a colossal shift, as Mike Ryan, head of e-commerce insights, had said, where essentially Amazon is just no longer on shopping ads. You can actually see they did an entire graph of how much they were showing from an Amazon.com, and then July 21st hit, and boom, they just dropped off entirely. Now, there have been, since this initially came out, there have been some sightings that Amazon is potentially going to be going back in to Google Shopping ads here going into September and October. So once that ends up happening, I will give you guys a little bit of an update there in another video. But as of this moment, is still a really good time if you haven't already to potentially try out some Google Shopping ads, as we have already seen a drastic decrease in overall cost per click from Amazon pulling out. Now, the other update Amazon made was their update to seller feedback experience. Essentially, what they did here is they changed it so that customers are now able to leave seller feedback as a star only rating. This means that they no longer have to write any type of review when it comes to seller feedback. Now, there are pros and cons to this. The pro being that more than likely, Amazon or you as a seller are going to be getting more reviews from customers from seller feedback. Now, the con to this is the fact that there's next to no way to report someone for breaking feedback terms and conditions. What that means is that if they give you bad feedback for an FBA product because it took too long, if they give you bad feedback from a specific product experience and not from a seller experience, there's no way to report that. So I expect that the average seller feedback is going to actually be lower in circumstance than it is right now, just because people are going to leave seller feedback instead of product feedback much more commonly on specifically the sellers. Now, this makes a little bit of sense when you think about the fact that the majority of people are going to be brand owners, and that's who this is really targeting, I think, at the end of the day, versus resellers. Resellers, they don't really care one way or another because they're probably selling a variety of different brands. But if you are a brand owner, you're probably selling one single brand at the end of the day. And so it doesn't matter if someone leaves that feedback on your product or on you as the brand. That is just how typically the Amazon is going to look at seller feedback moving forward. So my advice when it comes to this is to just be monitoring and know what is actual seller feedback and what isn't, but know that more than likely these star only ratings are going to have a little bit of black hat tactics behind them. It's going to hurt, I think, overall seller performance as far as feedback goes. Now, the next part that we have here was our new FBA returns evaluation and ownership settings. Now, this is actually something that has been around for a little while. So the aspect of returnless resolutions has been around since about January of this year, but this entire section is new. You can actually get to this section by going up to the little cog and then doing fulfillment by Amazon. scrolling down, and you'll see this little section. Now, the ones that have a major change around them would be specifically damaged inventory ownership. Amazon essentially changed it. And if we go into the edit settings here, they changed it to where the default is that anything that Amazon damages, they then will retain ownership over, and they will reimburse you the cost of the product. Now, it is the manufactured cost. That is a very important part. But then they reserve the right to be able to sell the inventory via Amazon warehouse or other channels. So this is a really, really big aspect where historically, if Amazon damaged your product at any point in time, they would go ahead and they would actually still reimburse you for that product, and you could remove that product. Now, they have changed it to where if Amazon damages it and they reimburse you for that product, they get to try and recoup some of that cost by then selling the product, which almost seems like Amazon has a better interest in trying to damage seller items. And the choice is basically, hey, if we damage your product, then I guess we'll pay you for it, but we're going to recoup a lot of our costs. You don't get that product back. Versus the aspect of us sending product in and saying, hey, we want that product back, and Amazon can damage as much product as they want and send it back to you. Meanwhile, they also charge you for the removal of that damaged product. So they essentially are getting money one way or another, even if they end up damaging your product overall, and you don't get to claim that inventory anymore. So this is one of those changes I actually really hated seeing this month. I think this is a little bit scummy on the Amazon side, where it essentially gives them a vested interest in almost damaging items, because at the end of the day, they still are probably going to make a profit on some of those damaged goods as well. So not something I'm really, really happy with when it comes to this. But on top of that, Amazon has decided to actually make a push into Amazon manufacturing. So they came out with this Manufacturing Central, which I actually got a lot of feedback around Manufacturing Central when I put my initial video out, people saying that Manufacturing Central has been around forever, which is blatantly just not true. The actual domain for Manufacturing Central was only registered as of July 25th this year. So Manufacturing Central is new. What isn't new is Amazon essentially having the ability for manufacturers to sign up. Now, Manufacturing Central is specific to Indian manufacturers and sourcing companies. And so this is where it is slightly different than I think what a lot of people thought initially, which is that, yes, of course, manufacturing companies before could sign up to be a service provider, but they did not have this specific area for Manufacturing Central. And better yet, they started pushing this. So if you are trying to find manufacturing, Amazon has this now for India. Whether or not I totally believe and think that it's a good idea for sellers in general to trust every step of the process with Amazon, I'm up in the air on. And then finally, the only other aspect here would be customer reviews. So as of September 30th, Amazon is going to fully have customer reviews gone from it. They're going to be deprecating customer reviews. In line, they're just going to be pushing everyone to voice of the customer. So I think this one goes very much hand in hand with their initial for seller feedback as well, where seller feedback is going to be going to star only ratings, and customer reviews are going to be voice of the customer. So I think that goes hand in hand at the end of the day with what people are open to and what people want. So all that being said, that is the recap for overall news within the Amazon ecosystem these days. Again, the biggest aspect and the biggest piece of news, I think, still comes down to this irrelevant variations, which if you do have a parentage of some kind, I would highly, highly advise that you go through and upload flat files to try and get this changed over. Otherwise, your products are more than likely going to get taken down come September 2nd. So if you like these videos and you like hearing about this kind of news, feel free to like this video, comment down below with anything you didn't know or anything that you did know, and then subscribe to the channel for more content like this. We post videos every single day.